for Austin City Limits, 1009 Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and the Steve Goodman Special.
Austin City Limits is made possible by public television stations. Additional funding is provided by a special grant from the people at Budweiser, brewing the world's largest selling beer. Recorded live from Austin, Texas, it's Austin City Limits. This year celebrating our 10th anniversary of showcasing great music, singers and pickers, today's legends, and the stars of tomorrow. The best of country music and then some. Tonight, the good time rockin' country sound of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, plus a special tribute to the late singer and songwriter Steve Goodman. Tonight on Austin City Limits.
Get up in your high horse, woman. Get up in your high horse now. Get up in your high horse, woman. I'll make it up to you somehow. Moonlit shadows, she starts tripping firelight, jumping trees lying across the right of way. Silvery morning, it glistens down the valley, but she won't stop till we ride the night away. Get up in your high horse, woman. Get up in your high horse now. Get up in your high horse, woman. I'll make it up to you somehow. Long braids tangled at the misty break of morning, catching light through a dusty window pane. Lost in lust in the night of the warning, she digs her heels in the stallion's flank again. Get up in your high horse, woman. Get up in your high horse now. Get up in your high horse, woman. I'll make it up to you somehow. Get up in your high horse, woman. You pay the price, you get to play. Hey, get up in your high horse, woman. You gonna ride to the break of day. To the break of day. To the break of day. Get up in your high horse, woman. Get up on your high horse now. Get up on your high horse, woman. I'll make it up to you somehow. Get up on your high horse, woman. You pay the price, you get to play. Hey, get up on your high horse, woman. You're gonna ride to the break of day. To the break of day. To the break of day. To the break of day.
We are so glad to be back in Austin, Texas. We don't get through here as much as we used to, and it's real nice to get back. You people, oh boy, smiling and happy, jumping up and down. Once I had a heart cold as ice. Thank you. Love to me was only for fun. For each broken heart,
like notches on the butt of a gun. Once I had a trick up my sleeve and a reputation all over town. I was heartless and cold wherever I'd go, and I shot down every young girl I found. Yes, I used to be a moonlight bandit. I used to be a heartbreak kid. Then I met you, and the next thing I knew, there I was. Oh, shot full of love. Who'd have thought that someone like you could take a desperado like me? But oh, here I am, I'm as weak as a lamb, with my bleeding heart there at your feet. Yes, I used to be a moonlight bandit. I used to be a heartbreak kid. Then I met you, and the next thing I knew, there I was. Oh, shot full of love. I used to be a moonlight bandit. I used to be a heartbreak kid. Then I met you, and the next thing I knew, there I was. Whoa, shot full of love. Shot full of love. Thank you.
We're going to do some country music now, some traditional old country songs. This goes back to a time when we recorded an album with a guy named Doc Watson. An album called, from an album called Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And hey, somebody bought that. All right. Thanks, suckers. Since this is country music, I got to get ready.
Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Hold me in his whole mind, ain't no one to go my way.
Let me tell you what happened. Late last night, when old Jim came home, I heard him a knocking on the bus. Slipping and a sliding, didn't have any clothes on. I said, Jim, stay away from us. Where you been, boy?
Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Hold me in his whole mind, ain't no one to go my way.
Do that hard. Well, one old shirt, that's about all I've got. $1 is all that I crave. Brought nothing with me into this old world. Ain't gonna take nothing to my grave. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Hold me in his old mind, ain't no one to go my way. Get it, Bobby.
We had a good friend pass away just recently, Steve Goodman, and
one of the best songwriters to ever walk this planet.
one of the greatest people that I ever met in my life. Well, Jimmy and I were fortunate last year to be able to sit down and write a tune with Steve. And as a typical Goodman wit here, this is called The Face on the Cutting Room Floor.
She's history. No one would give her a star on the walk, 'cause she'd have 100 if pillows could talk. Where have I seen her before? She's a face on the cutting room floor. It's no mystery, acting in school at the tenderest age. Lit up the room when she stepped on the stage. Came to LA for some more. She's a face on the cutting room floor. She had visions of contracts and thousands of people in line to see her. Knocking on door after all of this time. She's not sure. Up in Hollywood, stayed with an agent she met in a bar. Laughed when he told her he'd make her a star. Where had she heard that before? She's a face on the cutting room floor. Now, one night he told her that she'd never get anywhere in her clothes. That's what it takes to play movie land musical chairs. Now she knows. Goodbye, Hollywood. Leaving tonight on the 2:30 Hound. Sunrise on sunset, she won't be around, but they replace her with so many more. She's a face on the cutting room floor. Oh, she's a face on the cutting room floor. Oh, little face on the cutting room floor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now for a change of pace, here's the funniest thing to happen to country music in years. Pinkard and Bowden.
First, it's time for
Hey, would you play another Somebody Done Somebody's Song Wrong?
We're getting famous for doing dog songs here lately. I sing them most of the time, but going to feature my partner, Mr. Sandy Pinkard, right here on the brand new dog song.
I'd much rather have a frog in my throat than a porcupine stuck to my face. I'd much rather have a bug in my ear than a dog making love to my leg. Your girl asked you home to meet Mama and Daddy. She says she thinks that you're nice, but there's trouble ahead. You'll wish you were dead if you don't take this friendly advice. Don't pet the dog. Don't pet him whatever you do, 'cause he ain't been fixed and and he knows some tricks that'll sure make a fool out of you. Don't pet the dog. He gets it confused with romance. Just leave him alone, or the next thing you know, he'll be asking your ankle to dance. You say it's okay, try to push him away. What's his name? Does he sit up and beg? You tried to be cool, but you look like a fool with a dog making love to your leg.
Now y'all all sing along now on 3. Don't pet the dog on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Don't pet the dog. He'll boo-boo all over your shoe. He ain't been fixed, and he knows some tricks that'll sure make a fool out of you. Don't pet the dog. He gets it confused with romance. Just leave him alone, or the next thing you know, he'll be asking your ankle to dance.
Last time.
Don't pet the dog.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dirt Band. Thank you.
That's a Pinkerton Bowden original. Semi-original. Hey, enjoy these people before they make them illegal. It's that sort of a thing. Recently, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band had their first #1 single. It took us 18 years to do it, and we'd like to share it with you right now if we could. Way back in my memory, there's a scene that I recall. Of a little rundown cabin in the wood, where my daddy never promised that our moon would turn gold, but he lay awake nights wishing that it would. When the world was on our radio, hard work was on our minds. We lived our day-to-day in plain dirt fashion, with old overalls and cotton balls all strapped across your back. Man, it's hard to make believe there ain't nothing wrong. Mama kept the Bible read and Daddy kept our family fed, and somewhere in between I must have roamed. 'Cause someday I was dreaming that a song that I was singing takes me down the road to where I wanna go. Now I know it's a long, hard road. Sometimes I remember when I stayed up late at night, when the sun up came and we got up and went. And in the shadows of a working day, our moonlight hours spent singing songs along with Grandma's radio. Now I'm beating down an old blacktop road, sleeping in the sand, living up my memories all in vain. 'Cause those city lights ain't all that bright compared to what it's like to see lightning bugs go dancing in the rain. Mama played the guitar then, and Daddy made the saw blade bend, and raindrops played the tin roof like a drum. But I just kept on dreaming that a song that I was singing takes me down the road to where my name is known. Now I'm gone, and it's a long, hard road. Yes, I know it's a long, hard road.
take you home. Thanks a lot for being so much fun to play for. Hope you do it again sometime. Saturday night, work your tail off all week long. But forget about your troubles, the party and the song. Well, boy, I love them old time tunes. They can tickle your senses like a big old moon. Real food, sure tastes fine. You wash it on down with that homemade wine. Grab your baby, dance till free, down at the Bayou Jubilee. Grab your baby, dance till free, down at the Bayou Jubilee. Come on! Shoes that burn. Grandma's in a corner shaking it too. She's got her own version of vacation for you. Get out the fiddle. It's gonna be some music and I hope it ain't slow. Grab your baby, dance till free, down at the Bayou Jubilee. Grab your baby, dance till free, down at the Bayou. Down at the Bayou. Down at the Bayou Jubilee. Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Look down in Mississippi, British palm. Must have been 100 of them beating on the drum and it stepped so high that it made her do the ring. Stand beside a cotton bed, didn't see a thing. Firing off guns in a British cavalcade. There wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began to run down Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. And they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles. They ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. Ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch him. Down Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Fire once more and they begin running on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. We find our cannons to burn them down. Rapping out dinner and falling all around. Feelers in a cannon on a fire who's behind. When we touch a fire, all the beer blue is mine.
Thank you all.
Next, Austin City Limits presents a special tribute to the late singer and songwriter Steve Goodman. Best known for the songs he wrote, hits such as City of New Orleans, You Never Even Called Me By My Name, and Banana Republic, among others, Steve was a dynamic performer in his own right, and he inspired a cult of loyal and dedicated fans. During the past 10 years, he appeared twice on Austin City Limits programs. And tonight, we're proud to present a sampling of Steve Goodman at his best. First, a few words from one of Steve's closest friends, dating back to the Chicago folk music scene of the early 1970s, singer John Prine.
I first met Steve Goodman in 1970, fall of 1970, in Chicago. I was a mailman at the time and singing on weekends at a club called the Fifth Peg and another club called the Earl of Old Town. Steve had been singing since 1968 with various groups around town and on his own, and he had a tape out of, he'd already written the song, The City of New Orleans, and he had a tape of it, and there was this show on radio in Chicago. On Saturday nights, they had a show called The Midnight Special, and they'd play Steve's tape of the City of New Orleans as if it was a record. And I'd heard it several times before I met him. And so I'm playing down at the Earl of Old Town one night, and somebody told me when I was back in the dressing room, which consisted of a place where they'd wash the dishes and a deep freeze, and I was sitting on top of the deep freeze, and they said Steve Goodman was coming back to meet me. And I had Steve Goodman, I had a real good picture in my mind of what Steve Goodman was going to look like. I figured he was this fella who was about 6'2", and had a suit on from like Robert Hall's, and a long, drawn-out face. You know, he would have fit like right into the Chad Mitchell trio. And this little guy came back with a big, chunky face, and he acted like Edward G. Robinson, you know. He's always pointing at people and everything. He said, "You John Prine?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm Steve Goodman." And my jaw dropped, and I didn't know what to think about this guy, Steve Goodman. But we became partners and friends for many years after that, and went through a lot of great times, and I still don't know what to think about him. What do you think about Steve Goodman?
How you doing, folks? Here's a song for language laboratories. Hey everybody, wherever you are, they got a new way of talking and it's gonna go far. You take the letters and the words, turn them all around, say the last one first, and check out the sound. Talk backwards. Well, I know what you're thinking, it sure sounds strange. You talk forward so long that it's hard to change, but it's just like metric once you get the drift. You twist your tongue and give your palate a lift. You take your favorite phrase, read it in the mirror, and you practice that about a half a year. Then straw cab gnie clap me to cool. You're a regular talking bass backwards fool. Talk backwards. The other night I was walking down the street and saw a woman I thought I'd like to meet. And I said, "Excuse me, miss, is there that tat Ted Diggy Roy Sratzy Millie Ra? Edie Roy Tas Tu Dong Du Bet." I said, "Am I getting through to you yet?" And she said, "You're a gent in the first degree. And I love it when you talk backwards to me. Talk backwards." Talking backwards is sweeping the nation. Talking backwards, the new sensation. You amaze your friends when you start to rap. Don't say pass the butter, say red a bet sap. You go out with somebody and you're a little shy. Don't say I love you, say you oi evil eye. You oi evil eye and I always will. See if it doesn't take off the chill. Talk backwards. Now you never can tell, one of these nights, those who talk backwards will demand their rights. They'll rise up angry and they'll get a solution in the form of an amendment to the Constitution that guarantees freedom of reverse elocution. And then every TV show that airs will have to be captioned for the forward impaired. Talk backwards. Talk backwards. Here we go. Here's a song I made up with a guy named Mike Smith who lives in Chicago. We wrote this song for Elvis imitators. We figured they ought to have a song. Maybe they should have a union, right? But that's a tough gig, being an Elvis imitator. And Jimmy Buffett actually recorded this thing under... He wouldn't use his own name, though. He used Freddie and the Fish Sticks, he called this man. That's what he called his band. So here's the song for the Elvis imitators, wherever they are tonight. Well, I walk up to the mic and then I shake my hip. Take a deep breath and put a sneer on my lip. See me on the street, you wouldn't know my name. But imitating Elvis is my claim to fame. So when they put my imitation name in lights, well, there'll be imitation good to rockin' the night. Cause I'm an Elvis imitator and I just can't stop. Imitating Elvis from the bottom to top. Imitate the way he walk, the way he smile. Throw away my scarf and make the crowd go wild. Well, imitation Elvis may not be the king, but baby, it's the next best thing. Singing Viva Las Vegas in the GI Blues. Won't you love me tender in my blue suede shoes? Well, let me be your teddy bear, cause you're too much. Baby, please surrender, cause I need your touch. Well, if you're feeling lonely, need a place to dwell, come on down to Imitation Heartbreak Hotel. Cause I'm an Elvis imitator, but just can't stop imitating. Oh, I can imitate the way you walk, the way you smile. Throw away my scarf and make the crowd go wild. Well, imitation Elvis may not be the king, but baby, it's the next best thing. We all rock imitation. We all rock imitation. In my golden made cape, my sequin suit, pompadour haircut and my high heel boot. Imitating Elvis is the only way that I can make it through my imitation day. Though this rockin' music can't be denied, I was imitating him before he died. I'm an Elvis imitator, but just can't stop. I'm imitating Elvis from the bottom to top. I'm imitating the way he walk, the way he smile. My scarf and make the crowd go wild. Well, imitation Elvis may not be the king, but baby, it's the next best thing. I'm a baby, hi money. Thank you, folks. Well, we got a ringer. We have a ringer here tonight. Yeah, the guy that needs no introduction, huh? This guy's been doing this for 50 years now, and 37 of them were with Homer and Jethro, but that doesn't keep him from still being Jethro Burns if you want to make him welcome. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rain. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. Out on the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee and it rolls past houses, farms, and fields. Passing towns that have no name and freight yards full of old black men and the graveyards of the rusted automobiles. Saying good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles and day is done. And I was dealing cards with the old men in the club car. It's penny a point, ain't nobody keeping score. Pass that paper bag that holds a bottle. You can feel the wheels grumbling beneath the floor. Now the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steam. And mothers with the babes asleep go rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all the dream. Singing good morning America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles and days done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans. We're changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's halfway home and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness roll into the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rails still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings that song again, it's passengers, oh please refrain. This train has got the disappearing railroad blues. Saying good night America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles and days done. Saying good night America, how are you? Say, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone a long, long time when day is done. It's very nice of you. Honest, I'm the only one that's lost. You came to the right place. At least since the sound check. Anyhow. on 42nd Street, where all the elite retreat to greet. You can see them coming from everywhere. Every kind of man and woman you will find there. There are men who love women who love men. There are women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. There are those who will love you for pay, and there are those who can love either way. In the bar with a bottle of scotch, there are those who would rather just watch all the men who love women who love men, and all the women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. There are those who make love to machines that don't talk back and are easy to clean. And there are those who will tell you out loud they can only make love in a crowd of men who love women who love men, and women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. In pursuing true love's joys, boys will be girls and girls will be boys. But it's so hard to know what to do when you don't know who you're talking to. 'Cause there are men who love women who love men, and there are women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men, 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 who love women who love men.
This is a song that I wrote after a busman's holiday in St. Croix. A friend of mine named Jimmy Buffett recorded this song. It's really nice and good.
Down to the Banana Republic, down to the tropical sun, come all the expatriated Americans, expecting to have some fun. Some of them come for the sailing, drawn by the lure of the sea, to cure the spirit that's ailing from living in the land of the free. Now some of them are running from lovers, leaving no forward address. And some of them are running marijuana, and some are running from the IRS. Late at night you can see them in the cheap hotels and bars, hustling the senoritas as they dance beneath the stars, spending the renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a lime, singing give me some words I can dance to and a melody that rhymes. Once you learn the native customs and a word of Spanish or two, then you know you can't trust them because they know they can't trust you. And down in Banana Republic, it is not always as warm as it seems when none of the natives are buying any second-hand American dreams. The expatriated Americans, oh, they're feeling so all alone, telling themselves the same lies that they told themselves at home. And late at night you can see them in the cheap hotels and bars, hustling the senoritas as they dance beneath the stars, spending the renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a lime, singing, give me some words I can dance to, give me some words I can dance to, give me some words I can dance to, and a melody that rhymes.
This song is for Joseph Bayer Goodman, my father. We asked my grandmother why she named him Bayer, since no one named that in the family. Anywhere in the family, and she said she had her reasons. My old man tonight, I wish he was here with me, with his corny jokes and his cheap cigars. He could look you in the eye and sell you a car. Well, that's not an easy thing to do, but no one ever knew a more charming creature upon this earth than my old man. He was a pilot in the big war for the U.S. Army Air Corps, in a C-47 with a heavy load of combat cargo for the Burma Road. And after they dropped the bomb, he came home and married Mom. And it wasn't long after that he was my old man. Oh, those fights we had when my brother and I got him mad. He'd get all choked up and start to shout. I knew what was coming, so I tuned him out. Now the old man's gone. I would give all I own to hear what he said when I wasn't listening to my old man. I miss the old man tonight. Almost see his face. He was always trying to watch his weight, and his heart only made it to 58. And for the first time since he died,
Late last night I cried. I wondered when I was gonna do that for my old man.
Your ditties. Maybe I'll go on to those. That's okay.
If your life was on videotape, then wouldn't everything be alright? When your head hurts the morning after, you could roll it back to late last night. You could replay all the good parts and cut out what you don't like. Oh, wouldn't you be in good shape if your life was on videotape? If everybody had ESP, then everything would be okay. We could see trouble coming, and we could step out of the way. And when that grim reaper comes to call, we could arrange to be out of town. That would be the great escape, and you could put it on videotape. I don't have a video recorder, and I don't have a crystal ball, and when I'm not with my baby, oh, I don't have very much at all. I can't predict the future, babe, I sure can't change the past, but I know it will all make sense if you love me in the present tense. And if your life was on videotape, wouldn't everything be alright? When your head hurts the morning after, you could always roll it back to late last night. You could replay all the good parts and cut out what you don't like. Oh, wouldn't you be in good shape if your life was on videotape? Whirls the windmills round and she winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment and he calls her name and she makes the bed up singing some old love song. Margaret learned the song when it was very new. Hums a line or two and they sing together in the dark. The Dutchman falls asleep, Margaret blows the candles out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean.
where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me.
Austin City Limits is made possible by public television stations. Additional funding is provided by a special grant from the people at Budweiser, brewing the world's largest selling beer.